back to the channel, buddy. TK Guillotine here. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And in today's video, I am bringing you a review of a figure that I absolutely love. Earthrise Doubledealer. Ladies and gentlemen, I really love this figure. However, I have a lot to say about this figure. I've been wanting to do a review of this guy for a long time, and it is finally coming. Here it is. This is my review of Earthrise Doubledealer. Now, Earthrise Doubledealer is a very mixed bag because I absolutely love this figure. I have come to absolutely love this figure, but he is so far from perfect, it's not even funny. Like, this guy, I would never in a million years say that this is a perfect toy. Never, because there is things about this figure that I honestly think are absolutely hilariously terrible. The legs, basically, is what I'm talking about. But without further ado, let's jump into the review of Earthrise Doubledealer. Here is Doubledealer. This is a wonderful depiction of G1 Doubledealer. I've never had a Doubledealer. I've never really cared about him all that much. He's never been a character I've really given all that much about. But I love this figure. I love the way he looks. I think they really nailed the sculpt. I love the head sculpt. I think the head sculpt is absolutely phenomenal. You can see you have amazing paint apps in there. Nice painted red eyes. I love the black helmet right there. Moving down, you can see all of the beautiful paint work they've done. This guy is a leader class figure, which is really awesome because they were able to really go out all out on the budget, but I wish they had gone all out in the budget in other departments as well. We're gonna get to those. Don't you fucking worry. We're going to get to those. But yeah, I love all the paint apps on this little piece here. It is worth noting that this piece can be opened up, and this guy is kind of in the same vein as like Soundwave. He's supposed to have little tape deck minions, and they did sell the tape deck minions. I don't have them yet. I am planning on picking them up. I'll probably end up picking them up pretty soon because I really don't want to miss them. But yeah, and I'll certainly review them when I get them. But he does have those available, and you can obviously put one in there, and you can close it back up, and he can be just like Soundwave. And you can also take it, rotate it around, and bring it back up, and you can actually have it showing, which is really cool. I will actually I'll go ahead and show this with Siege Ravage because it does work with Siege Ravage. So here we go. So you can take any of your tape decks and plug them in just like that, so you can have that going on, or of course just like Soundwave, you can just have it closed up just like that. And like I said, I am planning on picking up his cassettes. I've kept putting it off. I'm like, okay, this time I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them today. And yeah, I just been procrastinating, but I'll get them soon. I promise I will get them soon. But yeah, really cool feature overall. I love that. Also, when you get this guy, this piece can be removed if you want, but mine has actually been permanently super glued in because when I got this guy at first, I lost this thing like immediately, and I didn't find it for like 3 months afterwards, and I just super glued it in there because I couldn't care less about removing it, because you're supposed to be able to remove it and like plug it into the tape deck, and I don't care at all, so I just super glued it in because I didn't want to lose it again. And every time I transformed him, it would pop out. So yeah, I super glued that in there. That is permanently in there now. But yeah, that is pretty much everything to talk about with the torso. Once again, I love the paint apps. You have your Autobot logos on the side here, and the coolest thing about this figure, oh my god, he can actually be a Decepticon or an Autobot. You have this little flap here that you can just pull open, and you can make him a Decepticon. And personally, what I like to do, I like to give him one of each. This is how I like to display Doubledealer right here. I just love the way that this looks with the one Autobot logo and the one Decepticon logo. That is what I personally do with Doubledealer. But you can do whatever you want. If you want to make him an Autobot, you can flip these panels away, and he can be all an Autobot. Or if you want to make him a Decepticon, you can flip these panels down, and he can be all Con, which is just absolutely fucking awesome. So yeah, I absolutely love the way this guy looks, man. I love the silhouette of him. I think he looks phenomenal. But now let's talk about negatives. This figure's legs. I will go on record right now. This figure has the worst legs of any Transformer figure I have ever seen. Look at this. These are the worst legs I have ever seen in my life. Not only do they absolutely suck, they barely hold the figure up. They are horrible. You can see how loose and floppy the feet are. Like, you bring this up, they just fall right back down. There is absolutely no structural integrity with the legs whatsoever. The knees suck. Everything about these legs suck. Transforming them suck too. Having to transform these legs, in both of this transformation, because he is a triple changer, you have to rotate it and like bring it up like this, and in one of the modes, you even have to like collapse it in, and it just sucks. These legs are horrendous. They are awful. They are inexcusably terrible. And they are by far the biggest problem with this figure. These legs just suck. I cannot stress that enough. I cannot stress that enough. The legs on this toy suck. But besides the legs, I honestly don't have any other complaints. I love the way he looks. So without further ado, let's jump into the accessories, because honestly, that is where the bang for your buck for this figure comes in. He looks really cool like this, but he doesn't really become Double Dealer until you fucking armor him up with all of his accessories, and they are excessively cool. Now, first thing you get is you get the missile right here, which is very, very cool. And what you do with the missile is you can split it, and this is his gun. And then you have this piece. And this piece you plug into either side. You can have 2 ports up there, and you just take the missile here and plug it in. I like to plug it in on this side because I believe that is more G1 accurate. I think so. And then you have his gun that you can just give him. He doesn't hold it that well. The peg is a little short, but he holds it fine enough. Not a big deal. But yeah, you have his gun right there, which is really, really lovely. The next thing you get a little machine gun. Now, for the rest of these accessories I'm going to show you, you can plug these wherever you want. You have ports all over the figure. You can plug these wherever you want. But I'm just going to show you how I personally do it. So for this thing, I plug this into the other port in the shoulder like that. Then you have the radar dish, which is a neat little accessory, and I like to plug this into this port up here on the shoulder. That's where I put that one. And then we have these shells. Now, you're supposed to put these shells, the instructions say to put these shells on his legs, and that looks fine. But me personally, you can have that. But me personally, what I do with these shells is I actually plug them into these ports on the forearms, and if you do this, you don't even have to remove them. You can leave them on indefinitely. You can transform them into all 3 modes, and you don't have to ever take off the shells. So that's what I do with those. And finally, we have this piece right here. And what you can do with this piece, there is so many different ways you can do this. You have these 2 little slots in the back, and what you do is you just take this piece and you just plug it into those slots. Now, there's all kinds of different ways you can do this, and you can honestly just go wild with it. Look at this thing and do whatever you want. But me personally, what I do is I bring this piece down, and then I plug it in back here. I take this piece and I actually split it out all the way, and then I plug this in. I take the 2 tabs and I plug them in underneath into those 2 slots right there, and I do it this way. Bring down that little wing piece, and I plug this in right there, and then I bring the wing piece up like that, and I just have the stabilizers kind of flaring out to the sides. That's what I personally do. And the reason why I do this, because you might be like, well, DK, why would you do that? Because now you have this huge thing sticking out. The reason I do this is because now you have these pegs on the back, and you can take the gun, which has ports on either side, and you can plug them in there for storage. So that's what I like to do personally. And now we have Double Dealer all armed up. And I mean, look at this guy. This right here, this is the picture of G1 Double Dealer, man. I just absolutely love this. I love everything about this. You have this gun on the back that obviously you can take off just like that, and you can give him just like that, and it's just absolutely awesome like that. Of course, if you get the minions, you can absolutely have his minions in there. Like I said, soon. I promise, soon. But yeah, I honestly just absolutely love the way this dude looks, man. I love the way this looks. Obviously, once again, you can do whatever you want with the accessories. You can plug them in anywhere you want, but this is my personal configuration, and I cannot stress enough how much I love this. But the legs still fucking suck. So there you go. There you have all of the accessories, and I do believe that is just about everything to talk about with the robot mode. Now, for comparison, as you can see, Double Dealer is actually a pretty sizable figure. He is quite a bit bigger than most of the new leader class figures. I definitely think he is more bang for your buck than most of the leader class figures, but my God, I really wish they could have just done something with these legs, man. I know I won't shut up about it, but I honestly think that a upgrade kit, like if a company made an upgrade kit to literally replace the entire legs, because these are on mushroom joints, and we can't just pop them off the mushroom joints. If a company made an upgrade kit that literally replaced everything about the legs, I honestly think that would be so great, and I would be there money in hand to get it, man. I really fucking would. But yeah, I mean, aside from the legs, I don't really have any issues with this figure, but his legs just suck. I cannot stress that enough. But I think that is just about everything to talk about with the robot mode. Now, for transformation, we're going to go into the missile carrier mode first, because he does have 3 modes, 2 alt modes. We're going to go into missile carrier mode first.
Alright, for transformation, first off, of course, we gotta remove all of his accessories, radar dish, little gun, missile, we gotta take off this little piece on the back there, we go, take all this off. You don't have to take these off, you can do what I do, and I'll show you that in just a second here, but we're just gonna take all the accessories and set them off to the side. One part forming, no, just, alright, here we go. So first off, we're going to flip in the hands, we're going to go into vehicle mode first, of course, the missile carrier truck mode, so flip in the arms just like this, and then rotate them around and peg them into the back, and then you're just going to take the arm here, and it's going to separate from the shoulder like that, and then get the arm tabbed in right there. You can see we have a slot and a tab right there, just right there, and you're gonna do the same thing on the other side, untab the arm, rotate around, and then get that tabbed in place, just like that. Now we're gonna do the legs, and like I said, the legs just suck. Transforming these things just absolutely suck. However, this one is not nearly as bad as the other one that we're gonna have to do later. So we're going to rotate the leg up like this, and then you're just going to plug that little slot into that little slot in the leg right there. So tab and slot in the leg right there. Same thing on the other side here. Like I said, this one is really not that bad. It's really the other one that is the problem. But get that tubbed in right there, and then plug those pieces together just like that, and make sure you have this all nice and set. And then you're going to take the torso piece, fold it up, rotate it around, and then bring it down. And you can see we have two slots on either side. Those are gonna go into two tabs on either side right there, and get all that lined up perfectly. And then we're gonna bring the arms up like this. Actually, we don't want to bring them up all the way because we want to take this back piece here, bring this forward. I'm sorry, you can see that. You're gonna take that little back piece there, bring that forward, and then fold it down like that, and then fold in the arms like that. So you have that going on, and there you have the truck. All that, except you do want to come down here and you want to flip these wings out just so you have the clearance to actually roll the vehicle mode. So there you have that. Now for the accessories, first you're going to plug the missile together like this, and you're going to plug it right into that little place right there, and that really completes the look. And then for the rest of the accessories, I like to take the little gun and plug it into the hand right there. Take the other one and plug it into the other hand on the opposite side right there, and then take this piece here, and you're going to plug those two ports in, those two pegs into those two ports on either side. And this can be a little difficult, but just get one in there, get that all the way in, and then the other one will just kind of work its way in there, and then just bring up the little black stabilizer pieces, and boom, there you have Double Dealer completed in his missile carrier mode.
Missile carrier mode is, in my opinion, awesome. Like, I love the look of this thing. This thing is heavy duty and awesome. Like, I absolutely love the way this thing looks. It rolls really well. I do think the bottom is, like, really open down here. It would be nice if that was a little more closed off, but overall, I love the way this looks. I really do. There's a lot of features. You can obviously raise up the missile if you want to. You can obviously use the hands to kind of raise up the radar dish and the gun there. Once again, obviously, you can do whatever you want with the accessories. This is just my personal configuration. You can do whatever you want with them. And of course, the back piece right here, you can bring this down. You have an airlock system right there, so you can utilize anything you want, the Quintesson Judge, the Airwave, anything you want. And you can also bring down the stabilizers, bring that missile up right there, and have a little bit of like a deployed artillery bay mode, and it's just awesome. Like, I absolutely love this mode. I think this is honestly a super cool figure. And yeah, I love the way this looks. It's really awesome. And if you have his minions, I'm sure it will be no issue. If you want, we will actually take Ravage here, and let's see here. You should have absolutely no issue. There should be more than enough clearance to actually transform this guy without even taking out that thing. You can still plug that in perfectly fine just like that and have that absolutely awesome. That is just really freaking awesome. My god, I definitely have got to get his minions soon. I really do. Come on out of there, Ravage. You're not, that's not your guy. That's not your guy. There we go. But yeah, I absolutely love missile carrier mode. I think this is sweet as hell, man. I love this. You have a nice port in the back there of the missile if you want to plug a blast effect and have it blast off. Just a really awesome mode. I love this overall.
Alright, now transforming into his bird mode is not quite as fluid and fun as the catapult truck mode, but my god, is it worth it, because that bird mode freaking rules. So, first thing you want to do is, again, flip in the hand, and then instead of folding them the way we did for the catapult truck mode, you're actually going to tab that slot into that little tab right there. So you get that lined up, get those pieces tabbed in like that, and then just get the arm like that. So you want to have that going on. You want to do the same thing on the other side here. Once again, you do not have to remove these shell pieces on the arms if you don't want to. Those can stay on there forever, and you're good to go. Take the feet and flip them down like this, and I believe the fun can begin. And when I say fun, I do not mean actual fun. I'm being very sarcastic. Okay, first off, we're just going to take this piece, we're going to untab that from here, and then we're going to bring these pieces down about halfway, fold this piece down, we're going to move the wings out. I love these beautiful ratchet joints, those are just absolutely magnificent, and then get those little wing pieces out like that, and that's going to allow us to take this little piece here, open this up, and then flip the head in like this that way, and then you can get the falcon head out like that, and then rotate it out, and then double hinge it out like that, and rotate it like that, and bring that piece down just like that. And now I believe we can do the fun part, which is the legs. So, what we're going to do with the legs is we're going to rotate them this way, and we're going to bring them in like this, and what we have to do is we actually have to get them collapsed in, we have to get that tab into there, and it's just not fun at all, and I've done this so many times now, so it's not quite as difficult for me anymore, but trust me, this is such a pain in the ass when you are doing it, man. It really is, and this side is probably going to be absolute hell. So bring that piece up, and you got to get that piece in there, and then just collapse it in, and get that tab to peg in place into that leg piece right there, and just get it in this. Yeah, this is giving me a hard time. Come on, baby, come on. You can bring up that foot to get it out of your way, and just get it in there. There we go. And then tab it together in the back. You can see the legs will tab together like that, and then bring the foot down just like that, and get it tabbed into that little slot right there. You can see it's pretty much perfectly lined up, and just get that tightened up just like that. So you have that. And from here on out, we're pretty much smooth sailing. The rest of this is extremely fun to do. So next thing you want to do, take this little piece here. I'm sorry if you can't see, I keep blocking my light. And then you're just going to take this piece, lift this up, rotate this piece like that, and then bring that piece up, and that's going to lock that in right there, which is absolutely beautiful. And then this piece is going to come down. That's going to lock in place right there. You can see this actually tabs into that little shape right there. So you have that. Then you're going to bring these pieces down like this, take these pieces, fold them out, and fold out the little bird feet like this on both sides, just like that. And we have that all done. Now we just have to get all the accessories on him. And to do that, first thing we're going to do is we're going to give him the missile. So of course, we're going to plug the missile together just like this. And then we're going to take this back piece here, and we're actually going to peg this into back here. You can see we have 2 plugs just like that, and there's going to get a tab in just like that. And then you're going to take this, and you see you have a little clip point right there on the missile right there, and you're going to clip that right into that little spot right there. So you get that lined up, and then you clip that right there, and you have that right there, and then you can just fold the stabilizers away, and that's going to give him his little back feathers on the back just like that. And then just for the rest of the accessories, honestly, you can do whatever you want with them, but I personally like to plug the gun into this little port on the bottom just like that, and then I like to take the radar dish and just plug it into that little port right there. That's what I like to do, but you can do whatever you wish right there. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have Doubledealer in his absolutely awesome bird mode, and God, I just love this thing.
And now for the best part about this figure. This bird mode is insanely awesome. I absolutely love everything about this freaking bird mode. Like, I cannot stress enough how awesome this thing is, and how satisfying this thing is to hold, how satisfying this thing is to lock together. Aside from the legs suck like everything. The legs just suck on this damn toy. But everything besides the legs is so damn satisfying to snap together. Everything. I love these beautiful ratchet joints in the wings. Like, those are absolutely wonderful that they added those. And everything, how all this locks together. I love this little piece that hinges down and locks that piece in place. So nice. These pieces that come down and lock all that piece in. That piece that locks in down there. So awesome. I just love the way that this thing holds together. It's so freaking sweet. And I love those wings too. And I love the head sculpt. The head sculpt is absolutely phenomenal, and they did give it a jaw, which is just absolutely awesome. I cannot stress enough how much I love this bird mode and this awesome missile piece that gets the back feathers on there. So fucking sick, dude. I just love this thing. I cannot stress that enough. I love this bird mode, man. Features, there are a couple features. One thing that I personally like to do in this mode is, you're not supposed to do this, but I do like to do this, is I like to flip the Decepticon logos up, because the flaps are right here, and I personally like to flip these up because A, it fills that in a little bit more down there, and B, he is supposed to be a Decepticon in this mode. That is how he worked in G1. So yeah, I personally like to flip those Decepticon logos up. It would be nice if they weren't upside down, but hey, it is what it is, not the biggest deal. But yeah, that's one feature. Obviously, there's not really any movement in this, but once again, there is no limit to what you can do with this figure. You can armor this guy up however you want. This is just my configuration. You can do anything you want with this. In fact, I'll even show you a couple things you can do if you want to. So instead of putting the missile on like this, you could take the tail feathers here, and you have this little spot right here that you can actually just plug this thing in. It's very loose. It's not nearly as solid and satisfying as the standard configuration is, but you can do that as well. And then if you do that, you can obviously do all kinds of shit. You can take the missile, plug it into that port right there, and have that going on. My missile has been thickened up with some super glue, so mine is a little difficult to get in there, but you can do that. You can obviously plug this gun anywhere you want. Hell, you can plug it on top of the missile if you want to have that going on. You can plug it back here if you want, obviously. There's no limit to what you can do. One thing I used to do back before I figured out that I could just leave these on here permanently, before I did that, is I figured out that you could take these pieces and you could plug these into those ports right there on the sides right there, and I think that is really, really cool. Those are Blast Effect compatible, by the way, which is really, really awesome. But if you see if you just saw that just now, yeah, this doesn't really hold together this doesn't hold together nearly as well if you change up this my configuration, my primary configuration that I'm showed you throughout the majority of this video, where you take the missile and you plug it together, and then you plug this into here, this into there, just like that, and get everything locked in, and then you bring this in and you clip this into the back piece right here. This configuration is where this mode really shines. So there you go. There you have. I do believe that is just about everything to talk about with the bird mode. And there we go. Alrighty. I do believe that's everything to talk about with the bird mode, and I do believe that takes us to the very end of the Double Dealer review. So final thoughts on Earthrise Double Dealer. I honestly love this figure. I honestly do. I definitely would say that I personally love this figure, but despite the fact that I love this figure because I think it does a lot of things really, really well, and I love that this is probably the best Double Dealer we're ever going to get. Like, Double Dealer is one of those characters that never gets toys. I don't even think there's any third-party Double Dealers out there. I've yet to see one. I love this figure for a Double Dealer. If you want a Double Dealer, not a character many people do want, but if you do want one, there's a good option out there. But my God, I cannot stress enough how this figure could have been so much better if they had just put more love into those legs, man. Those legs really give me vibes that Hasbro just did not care about the legs on this figure because they are atrocious. I cannot stress that enough. If you don't have this figure and you are thinking to yourself, oh, he's being way too like negative about it. No, I'm being way too nice, honestly. The legs on this figure are unacceptable. I cannot stress that enough. They're horrendous. But if you can look past it, and as someone who's had this figure for quite some time now and has transformed this thing countless times because he just loves this bird mode so much, as someone who does that, I can tell you for certain that despite the fact I have transformed these legs to all three of his modes countless fucking times, we're talking in the hundreds probably, I still think his legs are just awful. I really do. So if you want a Double Dealer, he's a great Double Dealer. But my God, those legs are just so bad that I cannot give him. I want to say he's S tier. I really do, but there's no way. There's absolutely no way. If his legs were good, he would be S tier. But since his legs are the way they are and how infuriating they are in literally every department, in transforming, in him just standing up, everything about the legs, I'm going to have to bump this figure down to a B-, unfortunately, because the legs are a huge part of a figure. If the legs aren't good, then how the hell is he going to stand up? How is he going to support poses? That's another thing. This figure can't pose all that well because he can barely stand up because the legs suck so much. So I cannot in good conscience say he's anything higher than B tier for me. I'm going to go with B- because I just think the legs are so bad, man. Yeah, I do believe that's just about everything to say. Once again, I personally love this toy. I really do. I have come to absolutely love this thing. I have come to kind of forgive the legs. I would not say, but I definitely cannot excuse them from a rating or a grade or anything like that. The legs are horrible, but if you can look past it, you will love this thing just like me. So there you go. There you have my review of Earthrise Double Dealer. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think of Earthrise Double Dealer? Do you love this figure as much as I do? Do you despise this figure because those legs just suck so much? Give me your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, give me a like. I would very, very much appreciate it. One like really does help out my channel a lot. And subscribe for more of my content in the future if you were interested in that. So, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And this is DK Guillotine, signing out. Cuckoo!